Imagine investing your hard-earned money into a franchise only to find out that the parent company just went bankrupt and stole millions of dollars. That is exactly what happened with Anchored Tiny Homes, leaving their customers, franchisees, and contractors left holding the bag. Today, I'm going to show you how this company rose, collapsed, and the numbers behind this fraud. And stay to the end where I share the most important information, which is how to avoid a terrible franchise like this one. So let's go. Anchored Tiny Homes has a great origin story. Colton Paulus saw a Facebook ad in 2019 for building tiny homes. He went to his dad, who's a 30-year construction industry vet, and asked him if his dad could do something similar. His dad said, yeah, sure, I could build that. So Colton posted his own ad on Facebook, and within 3 days, he had 300 people interested in building tiny homes, and the company was born. And their business model is to build accessory dwelling units, or ADUs, on site in the yard of the current customer's house. ADUs are great for guest houses, in-law suites, or for your son or daughter who just graduated college and they can live in your backyard instead of your basement. It also can provide extra income if you can turn that ADU into a short-term rental. And like most contractors, Anchored Tiny Homes required customers to put down a deposit up front, and then they would receive payments based on completing milestones in the project. And after COVID, the business just takes off. People are stuck at home and they want more space. And real estate is just flying off the shelf. And if you can't buy it, why not build it? So business was booming and they quickly expanded throughout California. And in 2023, they collected over $95 million in revenue. $47 million was sold and installed, finalized projects, and another $47 million was sold but not completed. And they claim to have made $16 million after their expenses. And they started offering franchise in February of 2022, and they were selling like hotcakes. In an interview, the CEO, Colton, said that the entire country would soon be sold out and that you better move fast, and he highly recommend buying multiple units if you wanted to get into this. And in 2023, it worked. They collected over $1.5 million in franchise fees, and it's not disclosed how much they did in 2024, but I'm guessing it's over $1 million. But then the cracks started to show. The corporate locations stopped paying contractors, who in turn stopped working on houses, and all of a sudden, hundreds of customers throughout California had half-finished projects, and they had paid deposits of $50,000 or more and then never heard from again. So people started to complain publicly. Facebook groups started to appear. Subcontractors started to put mechanics liens on customers' properties. And some customers here claim that Anchored ACH money out of their bank account without permission. And on September 30th, 2024, Anchored Tiny Homes and their team filed for bankruptcy. And the filing includes a list of more than 700 customers across 80 pages who might be owed money. And as of this recording, it's not clear what the Paulus family has done with all this money they collected. Where is this $16 million that they have claimed to have made? Is it hiding in the Bahamas? Did they spend it on fancy cars or houses? Like, where did it go? And what does this bankruptcy mean for the 47 franchisees spread across the country? The corporate support and the systems are completely shut down. And the franchisees are victims here too. Many of them have never launched their business. The best case scenario is that the franchisees get their money back through the bankruptcy, but that's very unlikely. And the CEO, Colton, had sent out an email to franchisees in August saying that they were in talks with another multi-brand franchisor to acquire their franchising business. Now, this option, if it happens, could be a bright spot. There's still a massive need for affordable housing in America, and ADUs are a great solution. In an ideal world, the franchise would be rebranded and start fresh with a new leadership team who has extensive construction experience and franchising. You know, I talked to one franchisee though, and he said he's going to take everything he learned from the franchise and go and start his own tiny home construction company. I think everyone's going to have a different path. I hope that these entrepreneurs find a way through this. And if you want to buy a franchise, I want to help you avoid scammers like these guys. And first off, this is a rare occurrence. 99% of franchises are legit businesses. This is one story out of over 3,000 franchises that exist. Now, nonetheless, it's still critical that you do thorough due diligence before buying a franchise. And I created a due diligence checklist that I'm going to link below. You can grab it totally free. And this checklist covers 6 major categories. The first is leadership. Like, who is behind this brand? What is their experience? One of the items to research is the reputation of the franchisor, the founders, and their investors. So you want to search Facebook, Reddit, Google, trade publications, news articles. You want to understand their track record, their history, and hopefully find clues. You want to dive into the franchise disclosure document called the FDD, which you get as part of the process of talking to a brand. And this shows you any litigations, bankruptcies, financial performance of franchisees, and at the back of the FDD, it shows you the financial health of the franchisor. And there's a whole lot more. It's a very important document. I have a ton of other videos about that document. And then you're also going to want to put your own financial analysis together. How much money do you think you can make? What are the margins? How long until you break even? Like, can this business actually help you achieve financial freedom? Or are you just going to make the franchisors rich and you won't make any money? You don't understand a growth strategy. Like, how big can you build this thing? Does the franchisor support growth or do they restrict it? Everyone is different. You need to figure that out. And finally is validation. You need to speak to as many current franchisees as possible to hear the unfiltered truth. Is the business truly as great as the salespeople say it is? Or are they selling you a bunch of snake oil? Now, this checklist that is linked below includes over 40 questions to ask the franchisor and franchisees to help you uncover the truth. And while the anchored tiny home story is rare, it's so unfortunate because these scammers are another reason that franchising gets a bad name. The truth is that franchising allows ordinary people to build extraordinary businesses. And I hope that justice is served in this case. But be sure to download that checklist below, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.